Trains. They've been the backbone of Britain for nearly 200 years. First Great Western runs the most complex fleet in the UK.
There's the right way, there's the wrong way, and there's the railway.
Operating on an iconic network.
And as I always say, we live the dream every day.
Coping with the crowds.
It's going to be a long night for these guys.
And keeping the trains on track.
Panic over, we're all good to go.
There's an army of drivers, engineers and workers fighting to keep this huge train set on track. Braving the elements.
This is unprecedented, what's happening at the moment.
It's the kind of thing you'd tell the grandkids about.
And battling the backlash.
I wish we could turn the tap off in the sky.
It just gets worse and worse and there's no end in sight.
You just want to give them a hug, don't you?
Come hell or high water.
Charlie, shut him up!
Coming up, at Weston Super Mare, passengers are going nowhere.
You're not going to tell me what you want to tell. I'm telling you. Yeah, no. OK, no, you listen to me.
Hope is running out at Paddington Lost and Found.
That is so awful. I really feel for her, you know, I can see in her face how upset she is.
And there's a time to celebrate at Dawlish as the line finally reopens after 2 months' wait.
We've had the Orange Army, let's hear it for them.
We've been on quite a journey over the last few months. It's great to have the railway back.
Workers on the Great Western Railway are undertaking their biggest engineering challenge since it was built by Brunel 177 years ago. Storm damage has destroyed the main line at Dawlish, and the West Country's been cut off by rail for almost 9 weeks. Engineers at the site have been working around the clock in a £35 million operation to repair the 100-metre breach and restore the storm-damaged station. It's now the eve of the grand reopening. And there's no one more thrilled than the self-proclaimed Friends of Dawlish Station.
That's lovely. Breaking the train service will resume from this date.
But with less than 6 hours to go before the first test trains are due to pass through the station, work is going full pelt.
The Friends of the Station are down here with station staff, and we're trying to decorate it ready to celebrate the first train that's coming through tomorrow. The whole town is going to be bedecked with bunting.
We hope.
We hope.
We've got to finish this lot first.
We've got to get it up first. We're going to have lots of entertainment down here in the car park tomorrow. It's going to be great. We're back in business.
That's it. That's lovely. Yeah, lovely. I'm so excited. It's unbelievable that we've got it back, or we'll have it back, and I shall be here saying yes when the train comes through.
To see the first train come down tomorrow will just be, I don't know, quite emotional, really. Yeah. And I'm so glad, because I have to go to London next week, and for the first time in months I'll be getting on the 8:20 or 8:19 in Dawlish and not getting off till I get to Paddington. And that'll be really special next week.
Your security guys have been given to us, apparently, so I'm going to put some of them on the station at both entrances and the entrance to the car park as well.
But feeling the pressure today is station manager Ian.
Well, obviously it's not the best of weather for it today.
Only 3 months into the job, and he's hosting the most important event in the station's history.
We're expecting some VIPs travelling down from London and up from Plymouth as well tomorrow. So they're going to be arriving on special trains, so it's going to be a busy, busy day. When are the stalls arriving? OK. It'd be good if we could get this set up today. Because they've done such a good job, the Orange Army, they've all been invited as a big thank you to the celebrations tomorrow. We're expecting about 150 to 300 guys turn up in the car park. And there will also be a lot of people from the local community, a lot of town councillors and various other people that have helped out. And so I just hope the rain clears up for tomorrow, because I want it to be a nice sunny day and show the best of Dawlish tomorrow, rather than the greyness.
As the station team battles the elements, the engineering team still on site are running out of time to complete the repairs.
I'm heading down to Teignmouth for the last proper progress meeting, and then we are going to have a walkthrough from Plymouth all the way to Dawlish Warren. The last one, hopefully.
Project manager Tom has to make sure each section is finished and clear of debris.
We've got to hand back this, not just for trains, but all the local maintenance guys to come in and actually work around this area. So bits of scrap rail and things like that, it's something we really should do all we can to get them out of the way so it's safe for people working at night.
But there is one area of concern. For weeks, specialist teams have been blasting 25,000 tonnes of loose material off the cliff face above the main line to prevent it from engulfing the tracks. The engineers have erected a safety fence at the bottom of the cliff. Until this is finished, Tom cannot let the track open.
Is that Tony? Yeah. Let's have a chat with Tony. Tony, you all right?
Oh, well, yeah,
happy?
It can be, not ideal, but got a robust monitoring system in place. The guys have been working flat out.
What we've got is a camera going on a great big pole over there, which will pick up any movement, any major movement. We've got this thing called tilt meters on every single column, and what they do is they set up an alarm if the fence starts moving, you know, when there's no one here. There's going to be a little bit of movement. I can even see a little bit of soil coming down. It's going to happen, that's what this fence is for. The big risk really is the boulders. It's your big lumps of rock, and there are one or two locations, but we've done all we can to dig around them, but that's what this fence is for. It's the time and just making sure it gets the last sign off, because ultimately our engineers have to do one final pass through here, make sure they're happy.
But with the fencing system not quite finished, Tom needs to check in with head office.
Now, I think the latest we've said is 7 o'clock is the current position. We're getting there, but there's still a lot of work to do here, you know, and to be honest, if we don't get the fence finished, there's no point running trains at all. This is a squeaky bum time and squeaky bum location. We're pushing it back as hard as we can. We want to get it in, obviously, but
I reckon that 45 minutes tops, we're going to be clear on the down.
Yeah, the down has to come through. Yeah, right.
So that's fine.
As the landslip team works towards the deadline, the rest head back to base, checking and clearing the track as they go.
So this is obviously where the breach was. They were going over where the hole was now.
With midnight fast approaching, the teams in the office are frantically finishing the handover paperwork.
The paperwork is very important because it just proves that we've done what we said we we're going to do. Just the assurance to make sure it's safe.
It's now 11:40 and they really need to know if the team at the landslip site have completed the safety fence.
Hi, yes, Rosie, you right? How's it going? So you guys up at Woodlands, you're off track and job done. Cheers, thank you, bye.
We good to go?
Yes, into the marker wood at Plymouth end, signalling sign back in, should one sign everything over, it's just that marker wood at Plymouth and the ES sign the work site back in.
We're good.
10 minutes.
With all the engineers finally off track and works complete, it's down to Supervisor Wayne Mace to give the all clear.
Nice job, by the way. Time did you do? 23:55? Yeah, well done. It back. Well done, mate.
Everybody.
6 minutes early.
Congratulations. Well done,
Cheers.
Well done, guys.
Yeah, serious. Thank you very much.
After 150,000 man-hours, Tom's Orange Army has handed back the line, ready for the first test trains to come through.
From a great big dirty hole alongside the railway, we've worked night and day, and everyone here has achieved all they can to get it done, and it's going to be open. And the best thing was, we all did it, you know, on time and got it done together. And to be honest, now and then had a laugh as well, so it's been good. Really good. That's what I'm talking about. Hello.
Coming up, it's the land of the lost at London Paddington.
One of the weirdest things that we've had is a prosthetic leg, and never reclaimed.
And a train makes a colossal pit stop at Laira depot.
It gets the heart rate going a little bit, so it gives you that little bit of excitement.
There are now more people using trains in Britain than at any other time in our railway history, and each year 97 million travel on the Great Western network. With nearly 100,000 passengers commuting daily in and out of Paddington alone, it's no surprise that some things get left behind.
We have a set of makeup brushes. It may not seem that that it's valuable in the sense, but as a girl, I know how valuable something like this is.
And lost property manager Hayley has seen it all.
Some guy contacted us before. We thought it was a joke. He said, I've lost my wife. I don't know what to do. And I said, well, she hasn't been handed in. One of the weirdest things that we've had is a prosthetic leg. It was picked up off of the top shelf on a train and never reclaimed. This is a fancy dress costume. It's a giant boob.
Most of these items are left on board trains and brought to lost property by the cleaning teams.
Basically, it's a laptop. Do you want my reference number?
Are you here to collect it?
Yeah, I'm here to collect it.
All right, brilliant. Yes, please.
We find laptop, mobile phone, suitcase, you name it, we find it. Down to a pair of socks.
From mobiles to mannequins, each year countless numbers of items are handed into the office, and one of the most common left behinds is the laptop.
That's your receipt and that's everything. Okay, have a good day. Take care. Thank you. Another happy customer.
But not all customers are quite so happy.
My daughter-in-law was on the Bristol Temple Meads train, seat 58. She took off her 2 diamond rings to put some hand cream on.
Yes.
And then forgot to put them back on again.
Oh gosh,
I know.
11:37 on 1.
I mean, she's feeling really bad.
Oh, bless you.
And so we understand this is where things come if anybody found.
Yeah, Let me go and check on it. Okay.
They're rather sick. They're both my children's eternity rings.
Did we have any jewellery handed in today at all? No jewellery? That is so awful. I really feel for her, you know, I can see in her face how upset she is. So I'm hoping that somebody's picked it up and they're going to bring it to her shortly. Okay.
Right, so where's the police station?
If you just go into the central concourse area, go into the station, make a report with them now. Fingers crossed they might even say, well, they've just been handed in, so I'm hoping. As soon as I get anywhere, I'll call you straight away.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your help.
Bye.
Not all items are as longed for.
We have a maximum period of time that we hold property for, which is 90 days. Sadly, obviously, you know, 20 to 30% of the stuff doesn't get collected. This is our December section. This is basically the stuff that has now reached its 90-day period. So it will be collected from our offices, unfortunately. We just don't have the room to keep it, of course. Some of the proceedings go to charity as well, which is good.
But for Hayley, there's always a chance to make someone's day.
I've gone 2 days without his little teddy bear in
no! Oh, don't worry, we've taken good care of him.
There it is, George!
Yeah!
I missed you for the last 2 days. Why didn't you go to
Sweetheart. The little boy was absolutely overwhelmed. I really think he never thought he'd see it again.
So you're all happy now?
I bet.
I'm probably more happier than they are that they've got their stuff back, you know. But when we even confirmed that we had it, we were like, yes, you know, we were screaming. They were like, oh, okay, you know.
Thank you, tag round his neck saying, if you find this bear, please look after him carefully.
Oh, well, we did.
But they did. That's lovely.
He'll tell you that. Take care. All the best. Thank you. Bye-bye. They were very happy, and so are we. So it's all ended well, so it's great.
The end of a day at Paddington could mean boarding a special kind of train, one with a Pullman Silver Service dining car. The team on this twice-daily service are about to begin their shift.
It's Friday night, it's a busy one.
Tonight's team is headed up by service leader John Silvey.
Show you the kitchen as it is before we start. We've got 4 hobs, 2 ovens, grill, storage space, and we turn this into a kitchen that will produce quality food. And at the moment, it's still. You know, once we start moving, we start travelling 100, 125 miles an hour, we are looking at quite a lot of motion on here. I have seen pots and pans fall off occasionally, but fortunately not too often.
With only half an hour before departure, everything for tonight's service needs to be brought on board.
And we've only got 20 minutes, so it's a bit of a mad one.
The maestro of this miniature kitchen is seasoned chef Paul.
It gives you a bit of a buzz, the rush, trying to get everything sorted on a daily basis. It keeps you going, so you never get bored of it. I don't, anyway.
This Pullman dining car is the last of its kind in the country, so demand for tables is high.
We've got reservations that have taken their seats. We've got outstanding reservations waiting. I've got 4 spare seats. I've got 4 people waiting, front of the queue. They will get first priority unless I get a first-class passenger. Just bear with me a second.
With the carriage filling up, John is called away to greet a very special guest.
Regula. Hello. Hello. Come on board.
International food author and critic Regula Isabeen is writing an article about the Pullman, so the pressure is on.
House is full. Everybody's sat down. Nobody's been turned away. Very pleased about that. We also have a food critic in today. She's got off and made her way over here just to eat our food. Lovely good. Internationally known.
There's a lot of history on the Pullman service, and also because now the products used all from the line that the train takes, so that's very interesting.
Adds to the pressure a little bit, but it should be all right. It should be good. When we have critics travel with us, I tend to try and put it out of my mind, to be honest, and just do what I normally do, because if you start worrying about it, then it's going to end up going pear-shaped. So I tend to just carry on as normal. I'll try to anyway.
And if I could take anybody's food orders that's ready. I recommend the fillet steak. It is very, very good.
I'll have that.
Time is of the essence now. Thank you. 7 salmon, 12 steaks.
12 steaks,
That's good, isn't it? 17?
Yeah.
Perfect.
With the orders in, it's down to Chef Paul to ensure the food lives up to its reputation.
You can do a lot of wrong things with a steak, so I'm really looking forward to it.
This is what they're waiting for. This is what we've worked our day up to get this bit right. Hopefully we won't drop anything. Red hot. Medium rare steak.
Yes.
This is the best bit, of course.
Well, it smells gorgeous, so can't go wrong, really.
The steaks are proving a popular choice, but will they get Regula's seal of approval?
I must agree with everyone who says that the steak is really exceptional, and the people who are serving us are absolutely passionate about what they do, which is an absolute delight.
My mission on the service has been accomplished, so can't get no better than that, really.
But even with thumbs up from an international food critic, the hard work is not yet over.
The sweets have gone out, so it's just a case of sorting my fridge out for Monday, doing my orders and then cleaning down then.
And for John and his team, it's another successful silver service under their belts. And as the onboard teams clock off, work on the railway never stops, as trains are taken to one of Great Western's 7 maintenance depots for a very different kind of service. These iconic intercity 125s, the workhorses of the fleet, each travel over 300,000 miles every year. The Laira depot in Plymouth is responsible for keeping over 50 of them running 24/7.
The thing I love the most about working down here is just the scale of everything. It's like a boy's dream come true. You pick up big spanners, big hammers, you're working on big engines. It gets the heart rate going a little bit, so it gives you that little bit of excitement.
And today, depot mechanic Martin is in charge of the biggest job of all, installing a gargantuan engine into an empty power car.
Basically today we're doing an out-of-course power unit change. First things first, got to get the roof off.
The team have only 10 hours to complete the job. Each of these 12-ton engines runs for 25,000 hours before being reconditioned. That's equal to running constantly for 3 years. With the roof removed, Martin inspects the housing bay. There's no room to make a mistake.
This bit here, this is your engine bay. Hopefully it'll be sat in here later on. Once we actually lift the engine and put the engine back into here, we've then got other checks that we've got to do to make sure that the engine is sat centrally so the rest of the train
These enormous engines push out 2,250 horsepower, over 20 times more powerful than an average car.
Everything gets stripped down. New pistons, liners, rings, full works basically. Comes back down pretty much as brand new really. I'm all good this side.
This reconditioned engine is versatile. It could even have been used on a battleship or in a tank.
This is the front of their engine. That bit down there is the back of the engine down here. Okay, Paul, when you're ready. You got the front, Bri?
Manoeuvring these engines is a safety critical operation and communication is key.
Couple of clicks towards Bri, Paul, please. One click towards the shunter, Paul. Very slight. Down on that. Lovely. All right, weights off. The engine's now all set up, ready to be lifted to go in. We need to lift the engine back up, rotate him back round so he's facing the correct way, and then start bringing him over, ready to drop him down inside the train.
Lifting a 12-ton engine over the mechanics' heads and into the power car requires maximum skill and concentration, but the clock is ticking to get the train back in service.
7 more inches, then we go back towards the cab again. Right, come down again, Paul. You ready, Mark?
Yeah. Okay, hold him there, Paul. Right, I'm all good. That is it. That now is the engine in. Next step really now is start checking the alignment. We need to get this one centrally aligned now with the cooler group down at the end to make sure everything's running in line. And there we have a reading of 16, which gives us a maximum deflection of 4 mil. We're allowed an 8 mil tolerance, so he's halfway, which is perfectly well in spec. So he's good to go, really.
As the engine takes on its nearly 5,000 litres of fuel, it's almost ready to be started up for the first time.
We're just going to start it up now. It's the first time since it's had the new engine. It's all primed, ready to go. Hopefully it will start first time.
It does get a little bit nervous when you go to start it up, so it is always nice when you hear it start up and stay running. Just makes you feel that little bit nice inside, really.
This engine will soon be back on track, transporting thousands of passengers every week. Coming up, at Weston Super Mare, there's a backlash by the beach.
I'll tell you what, mate, you take a bus load of people, you get them home safely.
And the team on the North Cotswolds Line are having technical troubles.
If the train's delayed, I can talk to people on the station. Good morning, Finstock! Good morning, Finstock!
Once known as the Holiday Line, the Great Western Railway has carried passengers to beach resorts in the south and west for nearly 150 years. And passengers travelling to the iconic seaside town of Weston Super Mare, with a railway station a stone's throw from the beach, are keeping up the tradition.
We're doing what's called a barrow crossing.
And customer service manager Bob is there to meet them.
Because we don't have lifts at Weston Super Mare, we've basically stopped the rail traffic, take these good people across the railway line. And my colleague has got the gate open for you there. Have a good afternoon, guys.
Thank you.
All right, cheers.
Cheers now.
It's Saturday afternoon, and the day trippers are drifting off the beach.
The sun's gone down, it's got cold, they're all going home for their tea. And we've got the light, we can go now.
As the daytime passengers leave, it's time for the station staff to prepare for the evening party crowd.
Saturday night, Weston Super Mare. It's character time now, yeah? This is it, pantomime time.
And with a pub right on the platform, staff must be on high alert.
Alcohol, trains, don't mix. That's full stop, basically. So on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, we do actually have security.
Excuse me, buddy. Right, can't smoke on the station, please. There's an exit down there. You can't smoke outside, buddy.
They know they're on closed-circuit TV. There's been a few arrests. We've called the police out on a number of occasions. What we've done is made people aware that the station's not the place to mess about at.
With flooding in Somerset affecting the network, trains to Bridgwater and beyond are terminating at Weston, and passengers are meant to complete their journeys south by coach.
It's gone, the coach is gone.
So I just went out to check with him.
What happened to the coach?
Just to tell him
Do you
he's
see him
got to be
go?
about 5 minutes if you could sort something
The last coach of the evening has gone before schedule, stranding passengers outside the station.
It's just left us, basically, which, considering that it's, what, 15 minutes early, it's not really on, is it?
The team are now faced with trying to get the Saturday night crowd home. And with the last train full of Saturday night revellers due any minute, the problem could get a whole lot worse.
We don't quite know what to expect coming off the last London tonight. So there might be a few upset people who are going to Highbridge and Bridgwater, Taunton, Tiverton Parkway and Exeter St David, but the coach is already gone. So we're now phoning up our control centre and maybe having to get a load of taxis. So yes, very interesting end to the night.
While the security guard monitors the situation outside the station, the London train has arrived.
Right, number one, we're trying to get the coach to come back, but if it's only if we can contact the coach driver. Plan B, guys, is to... Can you just listen? Can you listen? Can you listen, please, because it is important. The other thing is, plan B will get your taxis home. So, hang on, whoa. Let's start off with Highbridge. Hands up for Highbridge. 1. Is that it? Right.
There's a bicycle out there.
There's a bike out there. You're on 10.
But whilst Bob is organising taxis, the coach unexpectedly returns, and everyone rushes to board. But they don't all get a seat.
Oh my God! What did you say? There's not enough spaces.
There's not enough spaces.
That's what it's now.
Tally, run back and get it.
Well, they can give us a taxi then.
I tell you what, mate, you take a bus load of people and you get them home safely.
So you have your attention for 2 minutes, guys. What I'm going to do now is we'll go coordinate and get all the taxis round for you. All right?
How long is that going to be?
Not too long.
I just want to know what time roughly we're going to get home.
We're going to run.
My mum needs
Who's
to
got
phone
your
my
kids?
dad.
Yeah, and your mum.
Yeah, and I need to tell my daughter.
We shouldn't have to do this.
No, I do appreciate that.
Absolutely shouldn't have to do this,
appreciate
okay?
that.
And
Yeah.
this is crap customer service. But not only have we been let down,
No, I'm just trying to...
I'm telling you
Yeah.
that these taxi men
Yeah.
will take us
I
to
can
our
only-
doors. No, you're not going to tell me what you want to tell. I'm telling you,
Yeah, no.
okay? No, you listen to me. I'm the customer.
Yeah.
The customer is right in this
Yeah.
situation.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
30 people
If you
are
just
already on
listen,
their way home.
if you listen, give me a word in edgeways. I'll explain what I'm going to do. All right, this is how the coach system and taxis work. We have what's called a coordinated control centre. What I'm going to go and do now is I'm going to phone them.
Thank you.
Yeah, come with me. 2 cars which are now going to do drops to their home addresses for Bridgwater. Yeah. And a 7-seater for Exeter.
It's all
Thank you. Thanks for that.
No problemo. Now I just hope I've counted correctly.
What a joke! First tourist don't go there, not worth it. Thank you.
Once I could get a word in edgeways to say this is how I deal with it, they were fine. That's the first time since we've had the floods that in fact we've run out of room on the coach. That's never happened before. So tonight is the big night, really. So there you go. That's what life's all about, is problem solving.
Thank you, Nigel.
Each of the 276 stations on the Great Western Network has its own unique challenges, from the hustle and bustle of Reading to tiny rural halts. All are run by a team of dedicated staff, and on the North Cotswolds Line, there's one manager who takes her role very seriously indeed.
I get up at 4:15 and I have me porridge and me toast and everything, so, you know, I'm way ahead.
Nicknamed the Smiling Tiger, Theresa Ceesay runs her stations with a firm hand but a warm heart.
You all right, love? Yeah. If you can make someone's day just once a day, you are making a difference to someone's life, and they remember that. If you're going to buy from the machine, buy from the train manager, because it's all restrictions are off at the moment, and that doesn't reflect it. It should do, but it doesn't.
Theresa is in charge of all 11 stations between Oxford and Hereford. A line that carries the highest proportion of first-class ticket holders on the network.
Good to go!
And when it comes to station maintenance, she rules with an iron fist.
Brian! Can you bring the litter pickers?
In her quest for high station standards, Theresa is ably assisted by faithful colleague Brian.
I am obsessed with litter, Brian says. And Brian's built up his own fan club down here, as you can see.
To make sure everything's kept up to scratch, once a week, Theresa, with sidekick Brian, personally inspects each station.
What's Shipton's drains like? Bad, is it? Shipton is where we get an awful lot of problems. We get water building up here. Don't kick it away. Drains. My favourite subject, drains.
And there's nothing that escapes Theresa's eagle eye.
That's still a bit wobbly. They didn't put any support on the middle of it there. They should put another post in there. Gate's a bit swollen. Right, Finstock International. Brian, they've changed this one as well, look. Bit of a bad paint job, don't you think? I'm not happy with that. Yeah. I'll see if I can talk to it. Wherever I am, if the train's delayed, I can talk to people on the station. Good morning, Finstock. Good morning, Finstock. This is your station manager. Good morning, Finstock Station. This is your station manager. That's how that works, you see, without the crackles. Let's get the brush, Brian. This one will have to push round now because it's facing the wrong way. Just push it that way. Been out on the station, you can find out the signs up on the lamppost, are they secure? A bit of wind will turn them round. Look, it's gone round again, Brian. It's not secure at all. It's not secure, is it? You don't get bored. Don't have time to get bored, do we? There's other stations to go to, more litter to pick up, more signs to look at.
But for Theresa, there's nowhere she'd rather be.
Oh, I'd hate sitting in an office. I'd curl up and die in a corner if we sat me in an office.
Theresa may have high standards, but this attention to detail is crucial for the smooth running of a network that transports nearly 100 million passengers a year. But it's not just people that travel by rail. Each year across the UK, freight trains transport over 100 million tonnes of material, including coal, oil and timber, worth £30 billion.
When you go right back to when the railways were first introduced, it was for freight. Most of our business now is admittedly with passenger traffic, but the freight is still a very important part, if you like, of our psyche.
Tim is in charge of moving freight in and out of the southwest, but damage to the main line at Dawlish has stopped goods being transported to and from the region.
What I think we are good at in the railway is overcoming adversity. Obviously, we'd rather we didn't have to do it in the first place, but we have to deal with what happens.
1,000 tonnes of timber bound for a woodyard in Wrexham has been stuck for weeks south of the breach.
In order to get this timber back on the rails, we've come to Exeter Riverside, where we've cleared a lot of our ballast to create space for the timber. We have to bring the timber in a few lorry loads at a time. We have to put it on the ground and go back and get more.
Today, Tim's team has been loading the wood into a fleet of lorries and bringing it to this freight yard in Exeter. It will take a staggering 64 lorry loads to fill the carriages of the awaiting freight train.
This is the first timber to be loaded from Riverside for many years.
Tim may have found a solution to moving the timber, but now there's another problem.
Some of the timber lorries have got delayed, having to fight through the traffic in Exeter. That may make it an hour late.
With a 10-hour journey to North Wales ahead, the sooner they can get moving, the better.
I've warned the panel that the train is probably going to be departing late, so they won't be worrying when they don't get a call from the yard at the planned departure time.
Freight trains make up 30% of all rail traffic, and the signallers at the panel room in Exeter control the freight's movement across the southwest. For each freight train, they create a path, a route, which guides them in and out of a series of sidings, allowing passenger trains a clear run. The delayed lorries have finally been able to bring their cargo to the site, and now this 700-tonne load of freight will be pulled by a 1970s Class 56 locomotive.
They were built basically as a heavy freight locomotive.
And at the controls today is driver John.
They are good engines, they've got a lot of power, and they're still doing a grand job, considering that we've got some heavy banks to climb, so the old gals do a lot of work.
It's very pleasing to see it happening now, and it's actually on its way. It's just brilliant, really. Really, really good.
Coming up, the time has finally arrived. It's the grand reopening of Dawlish Station.
This is quite an exciting moment, actually, to see a train actually stopping at Dawlish with people getting off it, so it's going to be good.
And don't forget about your chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime rail adventure through the Canadian Rockies. You and a friend could be travelling in style on the Rocky Mountaineer Grand Rail Circle Tour, taking in Banff, Lake Louise and Whistler. For your chance to win this amazing prize worth over £10,000, text TRAIN to 85545 or call 0904 16 15 555 or send your name and phone number to TRAIN, PO Box 7557, Derby, DE1 0NP. For rules, go to channel5.com/win. Devon and Cornwall have been cut off by rail from the rest of the country for months. Engineers at Dawlish have been working day and night to repair the most catastrophic damage in the network's history. But finally today, it's the morning of the grand reopening.
There's going to be a stage just past the road, you know all that, and a band and everything else.
Okay.
I'm slightly worried about the crowd control.
We've got ample staff for that.
And fledgling station manager Ian is master of ceremonies.
Well, it's 5:45 in the morning. I've been here for about 15 minutes and it's already incredibly busy. It's going to be an amazing day.
The team are expecting none other than Prime Minister David Cameron to mark the occasion, so the stakes are high for a smooth morning service.
I've been told by the Cabinet Office that I'm going to be with Anne-Marie when the train arrives to greet our visitor. It's going to be me, Anne-Marie and 6 school kids. I think they're primary school kids as well, so I reckon they're going to be very excited. It's a big event, it's been all over the media, and obviously we've got very important people arriving today, so I was expecting this.
But for the station team, it's all about the first train.
You remember what to do? Dispatch?
I remember what to do.
Good man. It's been a long time.
It is indeed.
This is quite an exciting moment, actually, to see a train actually stopping at Dawlish with people getting off it, so it's going to be good.
At 5:55, the first passenger train in over 2 months pulls into the station, bang on time.
Welcome to Dawlish. Welcome to Dawlish. I bet you weren't expecting this morning. It's good to be back on a train again.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Brilliant.
I commute on a different line to work, but this is the first journey, so I've come this one. I've had to go straight back on the next train, otherwise I'll be late for work.
And Sheila, a friend of Dawlish Station, has also arrived to be there for the big moment.
Oh no! Well, I'm going to pick them up because the station's clean.
Just missed the first train.
I haven't.
You have, it's gone.
No,
Yeah.
I thought it was 6:31.
No, 5:55.
The station looks absolutely fabulous. The best I've ever seen it, I think. It was a sad thing when it happened, but it's good come out of it.
But not everything is running so smoothly.
I'm fine, thanks. You? Right.
See, Robin's just turned away by security. Ticket office not open. Have you got keys?
I haven't got keys.
No, nobody's got keys.
Security guards have turned the ticket officer away from the car park, so the office remains locked. With passengers already arriving, Ian has a problem.
Why wouldn't they let her through?
Don't know, she's fully uniformed out by the pass
into the car park?
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't. What Julian said was no vehicles.
Right, except for my staff. Because if my staff are not running the ticket office, I'll have a word with him. Jeremy, has he got keys?
Jeremy,
have you got keys? Ticket office. Come with me. Right, if you can get set up straight away, Jeremy, thanks. Last thing I want to deal with today. So another crisis averted for today. Hopefully that will be the last one. And I'm still smiling.
Also smiling are passengers and staff who can travel the route once more.
To have this back again is wonderful. Yeah, it's really nice to be back on track.
We've missed it. It's been part of our entertainment for many years, and we haven't been able to do it for 2 months.
Very, very happy. Yeah. A lovely part of my life is back to normal. I think that's how most people feel in Dawlish.
I've really missed it, and I'm sure that all of our customers, because of course they've been on buses, and whilst they've been on buses, they haven't had this beautiful view. But it's wonderful to be back.
At Dawlish Station, the nation's media are gathering in anticipation of the Prime Minister's arrival. But first, the spotlight falls upon Ian.
We're for the children's news.
Yeah.
So for news round.
This is a child of
John Craven's news round.
That's what I remember. I'm of a certain age.
That's what the older people call it.
I'm on news round live in about 5 minutes.
News round. Oh, legend, Ian. And news. All the school kids. All guitar. No John Craven, though.
No.
The railway line, which was destroyed by the winter storms, is back open. But this is Ian, and he's here with me. How's that felt for you?
It's brilliant, actually. This morning I was a bit worried there was going to be a problem, but there was no problems, and the first trains came through on time, and it's just great to see people back in the station and the station come alive again. It's been very challenging, but we've done it. We've kept our passengers moving, and today's a great day.
And no one deserves to enjoy it more than the Orange Army, who, after 50 days and 50 nights of continuous toil, are arriving into the station ready for the big moment.
It's now 9 o'clock. My 4th hour and 6 minutes at the station. I'm starving. I've had about 15 cups of coffee, and so just getting ready for the main event, which is going to happen within the hour. The Mayor and Mayoress and Anne-Marie, the MP, can stay on the platform. Everybody else off, all press, everything off. Okay. Jimmy's going to be dispatching as usual from the front. So yeah, it's just keeping this part of the platform clear.
With the last-minute checks in place, Ian is ready to greet the Prime Minister.
Thank you very much.
Just got 1 or 2 people to meet, as you can see.
Very good. Crikey, a huge number of people here.
A lot more than we expected.
But it's been on the media all day.
It's a huge turnout. A countless number of people have arrived to witness this key moment in the Great Western's history.
Prime Minister, honoured guests, welcome to Dawlish. On behalf of all the people, we're very, very pleased to see you.
Thank you very much indeed. And this is a really important day for Dawlish. It's a really important day for the South West. I know how cut off people felt, and it was so important to get this work done. There's an enormous thank you to the people who have carried out this vital work. I know it's been an enormous team effort. We've had the Orange Army, let's hear it for them. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Thank you very much indeed.
That was very good, very exciting. What a nice man. Yeah, it went well without a hitch.
For each and everyone involved, now it's time to heave a collective sigh of relief and enjoy the moment.
Right now it's a mixture of proud, so proud of all the guys, relief, it's done, exhaustion.
It's wonderful to hear and see the trains going through. You can't believe it's brought Dawlish back to life.
We've been on quite a journey over the last few months since the weather destroyed my railway. A really great effort, and it's great to have the railway back.
I can't quite relax just yet. There's another 10 hours to go yet, so...
Now, no festive season would be complete without our favourite Canadian crooner here on Channel 5. Stay tuned as Ariana Grande drops by for Michael Bublé's Christmas 2014 exclusive and next.